Welcome to this episode, where we will revisit the list of all aircrafts operated by Philippine Airlines.
We will go back in time to the aircraft that started it all on March 15, 1941.
The Beechcraft Model 18, aircraft registration NPC54, holds the distinction of being the first aircraft ever flown by Philippine Airlines, PAL, marking the birth of Asia's first commercial airline. The Douglas DC-3 was the workhorse that rebuilt Philippine Airlines after World War II. The DC-3 is credited with effectively restarting its operations on February 14, 1946. The Douglas DC-4 transformed Philippine Airlines from a domestic carrier into a pioneer. It made PAL the first Asian airline to cross the Pacific Ocean. Route was from Manila, Nielsen Field, to Oakland, California. The Convair 340 represents the era of modernization and comfort for PAL's domestic network. Primary route was Manila to Cebu, Davao, Bacolod, and Iloilo. It carried about 44 passengers. The Vickers Viscount marked Philippine Airlines' entry into the turboprop age. The Viscount introduced a new level of speed and smoothness that revolutionized regional and premium domestic travel in the late 1950s. The Fokker F-27 Friendship was the domestic workhorse for Philippine Airlines for over 2 decades. It became the backbone of PAL's inter-island network, serving critical routes from Batanes to Tawi-Tawi that jets could not access. The Hawker Siddeley HS-748 entered the Philippine Airlines fleet in 1967 as a rugged turboprop designed to conquer the country's most challenging airfields. Serving alongside the Fokker F-27, the HS-748 utilized its exceptional short takeoff and landing. The ANMC YS-11 was a robust Japanese-built turboprop that served Philippine Airlines primarily during the 1970s, largely entering the fleet following the integration of competitors, Filipinas Orient Airways and Air Manila, under the One Airline policy. The Douglas DC-8 was the aircraft that propelled Philippine Airlines into the long-haul jet age in 1962. The DC-8 connected Manila to San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Europe with unprecedented speed and comfort. The BAC-111 was the definitive jet of Philippine Airlines' domestic network for over 2 decades, starting in 1966. Known for the distinct roar of its Rolls-Royce Spey engines, this British-built twinjet replaced slower turboprops on high-demand sectors by cutting travel times in half. The McDonnell Douglas DC-10, specifically the Series 30, was the game-changing widebody that modernized Philippine Airlines' long-haul fleet, entering service in 1974 to replace the narrow-body DC-8s on Trans-Pacific and European routes. The McDonnell Douglas MD-11 was a rare and transient aircraft in Philippine Airlines history, operated briefly in 1998 through a wet lease agreement with World Airways. Brought in during a chaotic period marked by a massive pilot strike and the Asian financial crisis. The Airbus A350 marked a pivotal shift in Philippine Airlines history as the carrier's first aircraft from the European manufacturer Airbus, entering service in 1979. This wide-body twinjet became the workhorse for high-demand regional routes across Asia and heavy domestic sectors like Manila to Cebu. The Boeing 747-200 was the iconic jumbo jet that defined Philippine Airlines, entering service in December 1979 to become the undisputed flagship of the fleet. It revolutionized the passenger experience by introducing the famous Cloud 9 upper-deck sleeper beds, a pioneering luxury at the time. The Boeing 747-400 served as the undisputed flagship of Philippine Airlines for over 2 decades, famously referred to as the Queen of the Skies, from its arrival in 1993 until its retirement in 2014. It revolutionized the carrier's trans-Pacific operations by eliminating the need for refueling stops on flights to Los Angeles and San Francisco. The Boeing 737-300 and -400 served as the backbone of Philippine Airlines' domestic and regional network for nearly 2 decades, entering service in 1989 to replace the aging BAC-111 fleet. The Fokker 50 served as the primary domestic turboprop for Philippine Airlines from 1988 until its retirement. Introduced to modernize the rural fleet by replacing the aging HS-748 and Fokker F-27, this Dutch-built aircraft was crucial for connecting island destinations with short runways. The Bombardier Dash 8, specifically the Q300 and Q400 series, revolutionized Philippine Airlines inter-island connectivity when it entered service in 2008 to replace the Fokker 50. Operated by the subsidiary PAL Express, these high-speed turboprops were critical for accessing major tourist destinations with short runways. The introduction of the Q400 NextGen in 2017 further enhanced the fleet with jet-like speeds and premium comfort, solidifying the Dash 8 as the backbone of PAL domestic feeder network. The Airbus A350-300 was the long-range cornerstone of Philippine Airlines fleet modernization, entering service in 1996 to replace the DC-10 and serve alongside the Boeing 747-400. Distinguished by its 4 engines, which allowed it to bypass ETOPS restrictions on vast trans-Pacific routes to Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Vancouver. The Airbus A320 family, including the A319 and A321, became the definitive backbone of Philippine Airlines' domestic and regional modernization, entering service in 1997 to replace the aging Boeing 737.
I have a trivia question for those Philippine Airlines aircraft enthusiasts watching this episode.
This aircraft was introduced in 1987, a twin-engine turboprop, branded by PAL as the Sunriser. If you know the name of this plane, I will reveal the photo at the end of this list.
The Airbus A330-300 has been the high-capacity backbone of Philippine Airlines' regional and medium-haul network since replacing the A300B4 in 1997. Serving as a versatile workhorse for nearly 3 decades, it was initially deployed heavily on routes to the Middle East, catering to overseas workers. The Boeing 777-300ER is the current long-haul flagship of Philippine Airlines, having entered service in 2009 to replace the legendary Boeing 747-400. With its massive twin-engine efficiency and extended range, it became the primary aircraft for the airline's critical trans-Pacific routes to Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York JFK, Vancouver, and Toronto. The Airbus A350 redefined Philippine Airlines' ultra-long-haul capabilities when it entered service in 2018, famously enabling the first-ever non-stop commercial flights between Manila and New York, JFK, and Toronto. With its advanced composite structure and fuel efficiency, the A350-900 replaced the aging A340-300, offering a quieter, more comfortable cabin for the airline's longest missions. The fleet's role has since expanded with the arrival of the larger A350-1000 starting in 2025, solidifying the type as the definitive flagship for PAL's premier trans-Pacific routes to the US and Canada.
For the trivia question earlier, the answer is the Short 360, introduced in 1987.
This aircraft was manufactured in Belfast, Northern Ireland, by the British aerospace company Short Brothers.
Please click that like and subscribe button. We do need your help to grow this channel. Thank you for the support.